Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen. Update 4.2.1 arrived and we had to create a new character. We also used the chance to switch our hometown back to the Stanton system. To my beloved New Beverage. I very much prefer the look of this apartment to the ones on the dirty stations of Pyro. I also like that you can purchase much more things in New Beverage than on those stations. And even if Microtech is the most far off planet of the Stanton system and therefore not as central, it's still the most beautiful planet and my favorite location to start. I wanted to upgrade the power plants of our constellation, and therefore we headed over to the Omega shop. Then I noticed that we lost our color for the constellation. Seriously, there isn't one update where you don't lose anything. But it's alpha, so I don't care. Our constellation can store 2 size 2 power plants. By default they are level C though, or grade C. And we updated them to grade A. Which gave us one more power point for the guns or shields or whatever we will need it. We also bought the same color again. Well, it's the only available color, but I also like the dark green. The new update features a new event. It's called the Race for Stanton. You can participate for one or each of the different corporations from the different planets. Since Microtech is our home planet, we did the first mission for them. The whole event is a run for resources. There are different types of missions, like hauling, mining, or also protecting cargo ships. The problem is, these missions are limited, and because there is a run for them right now, it's often tricky to even get one of those. Which means there are often only a few available and you have to take what you get. We started with a hauling mission and you can see right away that it was pretty busy. All the places were full of abandoned ships, but also from players coming in and out, which I really like, and this is what I love the 600 player servers for. You will see what I mean even better later on in this video. Anyway, we still found a quite comfortable place to land. And the cargo elevator was immediately available as well. I love the moment when the cargo elevator of the constellation goes up again. I don't know why, but somehow this moment is very immersive to me. Then we flew to Port Twesler, where we had to deliver our goods. In our journal we have a tab which is called Second Life Resource Drive. In there we can see the progress of the event. As you can see, Hurston Dynamics is leading the race, followed by Microtech. The top bar shows the progress of all players combined, and the second bar shows our personal progress. We can reach 5 different tiers for each corporation. But honestly, this will be tough as a solo player to reach, so I would be happy if we just reach tier 5 from one of them. Preferable from Microtech, but to be very honest, the rewards from Hurston Dynamics are the most beautiful. Because after all, the rewards are a jumpsuit, armor, multi-tool, different weapons and colors for different ships, which are representative for each company. And especially the ship colors look the best from Hurston Dynamics in my opinion. The progress itself depends on SCU only, therefore it's best to take the biggest hauling mission possible. Or available. Unfortunately, there was mostly only the medium cargo mission, as well as the small cargo mission, but the small one offers you 3 SU, so that doesn't make much sense at all. The big cargo missions offer about 170 SU or something like this, and the medium at least about 50. Therefore, we took what we got and accepted a medium cargo mission. The next pretty tricky thing at this event are the cargo elevators, which are very buggy. There are different kind of bugs, like the elevator being on the wrong level, or it doesn't give you access at all. Sometimes they are blocked by nearby or even invisible objects. Something which players exploit, by the way. Not everything is a bug, there are also many players who manipulate the elevators on purpose, for whatever reason. But I guess there are weirdos within any game. You could also argue though that they are from another corporation and want to sabotage you. But whatever you call it, the cargo elevators can be frustrating at times. But since we are speaking of it, I want to make a little statement here. I saw so many videos popping up in my recommendation about how bad the game is and the status of the game and so many bugs and so on. Seriously, I can't stand those YouTubers anymore. They are crying all the time about things which are business as usual within every other game I ever played. It's such a ridiculous clickbait nonsense, based on no experience with alpha games at all, which is a shame. So yes, many cargo elevators are bugged, which is annoying, but it's also normal within an alpha game, and especially shortly after a new update arrived. That's always a critical time, because many new features can often trigger old bugs again. On top, we have 600 players now, and of course those events are more busy at the start than later on, which also raises the chance to trigger bugs. I don't know. I might have just become bulletproof to bugs within the many alpha games I've played. But from my point of view, most complaints about bugs in Star Citizen are just ridiculous. Anyway, back to the game. None of the elevators worked, so I decided the best would be to relog. Every time we relog to the server, we lose every active mission. Which is kind of sad, but also pretty useful at times, to be honest. There was another medium cargo mission around, so it didn't even matter this time. After we finished the mission, we had a total of 51 SCU delivered. So we needed just one more mission to reach tier 1. We reached tier 1 and got rewarded with a multi-tool and a jumpsuit. But I didn't know where to get them, so we had a look at the station itself.
It's Remy. I spoke to my bosses about all the good work you've been doing, and they've approved a nice bonus for you. Enjoy.
But there was none.
It's Remy. Thanks for knocking out that contract. Microtech appreciates your hard work.
So I thought it might have been added to our main store at our hometown. Therefore I decided to accept another mission, because there was one where we had to deliver to New Babbage. We had to pick up our goods from a very busy shipping mining facility. I found a tiny spot though and decided to squeeze our ship in. There was another player around, which was a good sign, because it showed me that at least one elevator was working. The other player had an Atlas to unload and load his cargo. It looked like he couldn't reach his goods properly though, so I decided to help him. The elevator was empty and ready for us to use. We couldn't use the tractor beam of our own ship because it was parked a little around the corner and we would have faced the same issues like this made before. So we used our multi-tool instead. I often wonder if these are lag issues and it just shows me the ship at this position on my screen, or if some guys really fly like this. Well, I guess that wasn't on purpose. Much more the opposite. This very nice mate helped us to load our cargo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love the Star Citizen community. I would have loved to communicate or interact with this player even more, but I was a little in a hurry because I had to go to work a little later on. So we flew back to New Babbage as quick as possible. But I couldn't find our reward in our home inventory either, which confused me quite a lot, to be honest.
Noticed you logged another completed contract. Grab another if you're available. Microtech could really use the help right now.
So if any one of you knows where I can get our rewards, please let me know in the comments. Anyway though, we are on our way to tier 2, which we will hopefully reach in one of the upcoming episodes. The race for Stanton is, as expected, pretty buggy, but also fun. Special thanks to the player who helped us to load our cargo. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the verse. Your Mombi.